Okay, good day, viewers. For this session, we are now in quarter 4, week 4, parallel lines cut by a transversal. Our goal for today is to identify the parts of parallel lines cut by a transversal, solve the parts of parallel lines cut by a transversal. So the materials that would be needed: ruler, protractor, and pen. Okay, so what I have here is a parallel line cut by the transversal. So I'm going to give this. You're going to use protractor to measure the angles. So how many angles do we have here? So we have around we have eight. So we have eight angles. So these are the angles: one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, and eight. So you're going to measure the eight angles here, and later we're going to discuss the pair of angles present in parallel lines cut by a transversal. So parallel lines are pair of lines that did not meet. No? No matter how long you extend the two lines, they will not meet. And a transversal line that passes through the parallel lines at two distinct points. Ibig sabihin, sa bawat line, magkaiba yung points na dadaanan ni transversal. So we have kind of angles formed in a transversal. The first one is alternate inferior angles. So when we say alternate inferior angles, these are the two angles in the interior of parallel lines, which is in opposite side. So let me discuss those. So let's say this is your parallel line. Hmm. So let's say this is hindi siya mukhang parallel. It doesn't look like parallel. Uh, let's say you have this. Let me insert some sheets. So you see you have a line here. Hindi ba siya kita? Wait lang. So let's say you have a line here, parallel line. And then let's say we have a transversal. So this one. Okay. And ikan pa natin. And so let's say you have a parallel line and we have a transversal. So the interior, yung bounded, yung area na bounded by two lines, this is the interior. And the area outside the parallel line, this is the exterior. Nasa labas ng parallel line, exterior yan. Okay, so when we say alternate interior angles, from the word itself, alternate, meaning to say isa sa left, isa sa right. Okay, and this can be found inside the parallel lines, no? Bounded by the parallel line. So this is an example of alternate interior angles. So isa sa left, isa sa right, pero nasa loob ng parallel line. So can be found inside the parallel lines. So this one. So alternate exterior angles. We have the alternate exterior angles. So alternate exterior angles are this one found outside the parallel lines and in alternate position, meaning to say one angle at left, one angle at right. So these are the examples of alternate exterior angles. For the corresponding angles, these are the two angles that is one interior and one exterior. So these are the angles that can be found same side of transversal. So same side of transversal, so meaning to say that would be left or same side sa left o same side sa right. So isa sa loob, isa sa labas. So one interior, you have one interior and one exterior. So katulad nito sa first figure, parehas sa left side. Sa second naman, angle to angle 6 parehas na sa right side. Angle 3, angle 7, nasa left side parehas. So both of them in left side. Angle 4, angle 8, both of them in right side. And let's have the vertical angles. So the vertical angles are the angles that share the same vertex and measures are equal. So not only share the same vertex, and each side are opposite side, and the sides are opposite side of each other. Mm, each ray, rather, side or ray, and their measures are equal. Their measures are equal. So, yeah. Okay, so these are the examples of vertical angle. So, this one here, this one is here, and this one is here. So, ito, vertical din to. This is also vertical. Uh, this one is also vertical. And this one also. And this one also is vertical. So these are the vertical angles. So these sides are always equal. And these angles are always equal. And so for the supplementary angles, these are the pair of angles whose sum is 180 degrees. So angles with the same colors are complementary. And hindi ko lang siya natapos. Angles with the same colors are complementary. So here, actually, I have another technique that can be used. Uh, mhm. So this one is also complementary. Ayan, yung orange. This one, complementary din siya. Yung blue natin, wait lang. Let me finish the drawing. Dark blue yata ito siya. Wait lang. And, mm, let me share another technique so you can see which one is complementary. So let's say this technique, I learned this technique from our session in Medicina, Cabanatuan. So let's say this is a parallel line cut by a transversal. So the technique that I'm going to use is the shape. The techniques I'm using shapes. And so pardon for the drawing, pardon for the figure because it's not quite straight line. Okay, anyway, let me, oops, ba't nandura ko na lahat? Ah, okay, so this one. So the technique here is instead of angle or color, you can draw the shapes. circle, triangle, triangle, circle, triangle, circle, triangle, circle. So same shapes. Same shapes are congruent. Same shapes are congruent. So that would be triangle equals triangle. Circle equals circle. Then different shapes are supplementary. Different shapes are supplementary. So that would be circle plus triangle equals 180 degrees. So if we're going to replace this because I cannot find the other color, cannot find the other color, so we can draw this instead. Circle, triangle, circle, triangle, circle, triangle, triangle, circle. And we can apply that one, no? Because I cannot find the exact color from this. Okay. So this will be helpful just in case that you forgot the pairs, you forget the pairs of parallel lines cut by transversal. You forget the names, but this will be helpful if you know, especially when you are including congruent triangles. So this will be a technique to memorize or be familiar with the angles formed by parallel lines cut by a transversal. Okay, so the next one is the linear pairs. Linear pairs are angles that share the common side and common vertex. So aside from this one is also linear pair. In addition, let me add something. This one, green and orange, is also linear pair. So not necessarily a common vertex, share the common side and share a common side and supplementary supplementary. Maybe it's just a mistake from copy pasting from vertical angles. So this is also a linear pair. Let me, let me. Oh, so this one is also a linear pair. Linear pair. Linear pair. Linear pair also. So this one is also a linear pair. Linear pair also. Okay, so this one is linear pair also. So this one is linear pair also. And this one is linear pair also. Linear pair also. And so this one, these two angles here is a linear pair also. So these are linear pairs. Linear pair also. So this one is also linear pair. Okay. Linear pair din ito. Linear pair. Linear pair. This one is also linear pair. And this one is also linear pair. Okay. So as long as the pair of angles share a common side and supplementary, they are linear pairs. So to sum up, the angles with the equal measures are alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, corresponding angles, and vertical angles. And angles that are supplementary are supplementary angles and linear pair. So in our first example, identify the angles given in a parallel lines cut by a transversal. So our alternate interior angles are 4 and 6 and 3 and 5. This one. So angle 4 and 6, 3 and 5. Alternate exterior 2 and 8, 1 and 7. Angle 1, angle 7. For corresponding angles, you have 1 and 5. Isa sa 1 exterior, 1 interior, 4 and 8, 3 and 7, 2 and 6. For the supplementary angles, you have 1 and 4, of course, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 4, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 5, 6, 5 and 8, 6 and 7, 7 and 8, 4 and 5, 3 and 6, 2 and 7, okay, that's 2 and 7, 1 and 8, okay. Now, for linear pairs, you have 4 and 1, 3 and 2, 5 and 8, 5 and 6, 8 and 7, 7 and 8. I also would like to add 4, angle 4 and 5, angle 3 and 6. These are linear pairs also. 4 and 5, 3 and 6. Now solve for the measure of other angles below. So if this one is 70, so angle B is 70 vertical angles because they are vertical angles. Angle B is also 70. Yes, with the relation of 70, they are corresponding angles. Angle F is also 70, alternate exterior angles. Now for angle A is 110. Yes, angle A plus 70, that's 180 degrees. So A is 180 minus 170, minus 70 rather. So A is 110. So this is 110. So angle B is 70. Vertical angles, B is 70. Corresponding angles and alternate interior angles. F is 70. Vertical angles of B. So for if A is 110, this will be 110. Vertical angles. Then C to E is alternate interior angles, 110. E to G is 110. So as you can see, A and E are corresponding angles also. Okay. A and F are supplementary angles. B and E are linear pairs. C and D are linear pairs. Okay. Apply the pass, the angles of transversal to get the rest of the angles. Okay, so this will be answerable by your students. Okay, how about this one? This question is quite interesting. So if you have this kind of, oh, hindi siya mabura. If you have this kind of parallel lines, so twisted, somehow the transversal is twisted, parang nabalik siya. So broken, the transversal was broken. How are we going to solve on this? So, you're going to make a broken parallel line here. So as you can see, you have parallel line, a pair of parallel line, one at a time. So if we're going to extend, somehow this is a transversal. So if this is 50, this one is 50. And this one is 50. And this one is 130. And so this will be 130. This is supplementary. This one is 130. This will be 50 and this will be 50. So when you arrive here, if this is 50, this will be 130. So what's the measure of this one? The missing piece to this one. So for the missing piece of this one, you go the sum of this one is 360. If we are going to we're going to get the angle for this one, that is 360 degrees. So what are we going to do? If you're going to get the sum, that's 360, you form a circle, form a circle. So 360 minus, we have 130, we have 250 degrees, so 250s, and so you have the 360 minus 260. Oh, hmm, wait, that would become zero. Wait, that would become zero. Oh, wait. Okay, let me think of another way around. If that would be 50, 50. Ah, wait, this one. We cannot say that this is 130 right away. Okay, this one is 130. However, we cannot say that this one is 130, right? So what are we going to do is we draw another transversal again. So we say, hmm, so this one, what would be the value of this one? Hmm, so let's have another idea. So we need to complete, we need to draw again another transversal. And so if this is 130, so if the whole thing here is 130, so if the whole thing here is 130, you need to say, wait lang, malabo na yung figure natin eh. If the whole thing is 130, meaning to say the whole thing also here is also 130, this one. And 130 degrees din siya. However, we only need the pink portion. So if we add, that would be 316. So what will happen? So what will happen now? If this is 50 and 50, what other uh what other properties or pair of angles can we use for that? Mm, so we draw if we draw this one, and so somehow we have another pair here of another parallel lines cut by a transversal. So you have here 50, and here you have how many? Yeah. Mm, what do you think? 150. I think we can have 130 minus 50. I think we can use that thing, 130 minus 50. So that would be 180, right? Wait, wait lang, let me, wait lang. Uh-huh. Let me use the thinner one. And so this one, if I'm going to extend it into transversal, this will be 50. So if so this would be 130 this thing. So this thing also, the whole thing is 130. So if we sum up 130, so if we sum up 130, so the whole thing here is supplementary angles. So that one is supplementary angles. So 130, so the whole thing is 130 plus 50, and that is 180 degrees. However, we only need this pink portion, this one, and we have another portion here, a small portion here, that one. Yeah. So what would be the value of that small portion? So the only thing that I can do is I'm going to subtract 130 minus 50. So 130 minus 50, that would be 80. So this whole thing is 80, and this, hmm, that would be what? Ah, no, it's 180. 180. Oh no, it's excess. Wait. So how can we find this small portion here, knowing that the whole thing is 130? So meaning to say we need to look for we need to look for another pair of angles that would justify 130 minus 50 right now. Mm, so what are we? So we can continue the upper one. Maybe we need to continue on this one. So if uh, this is 130 and this is 50. So what portion is this? Uh, so how are we going to get with this, with this, with this, with this? Mm, so what possibilities can we look? And mm, maybe I can have 360, that also 130. Could give you 130. Pero wala tayo makitang portion for 50 and 130. So for our 130, that would be what? I think that's 20, 110. Mm, mm, maybe we can have another triangle. No, it's not that cut by a transversal. So we have cut by a transversal. What will be the measure of the colored angle? So I'm stuck up on this. So 130, 50, 50. 130, so the whole thing is 360. However, the struggle is how are we going to know this portion only? So the 130 thing. So maybe corresponding angles. Maybe you would like to erase this one. Let's erase this one. Wait lang. Ang gulo ng parallel lines mo. So this would be 50 and this would be 100. So if we are going to extend this one also is 50. So the whole thing is 130. Pero hindi natin alam kung ilan yung pink portion ng pink natin. So, so what are we going to do? I'm thinking of subtracting 130, the whole 130 minus 50, but I don't think it's valid to do that. I'm not sure if that was valid. 130. What's how are we going to look on this one? If I'm going to draw again, okay, let's just draw now. I'm going to draw again like this. Ayan. Hmm. Should I subtract by 90? 90 minus 50. 50. 130. Hmm. Maybe I could try 130 minus 90. So that would be 50. That would be 40 degrees. So this one is 40. So 130 minus 40. That would be 90. Is that valid? Like this one is 90. 90. So if we have the 360 minus 90 plus 50 plus 130, that would be 360 minus, that's 140. Mm, 140 plus 130. So 360 minus 270. So 90. So no color. Yung no color is 90 degrees. And this one is, so yung colored angle is 270 degrees. So the breakdown is 90 plus 50 plus 130. So that would be 270. So the colored angle is 270. Yeah. It took time for me to analyze that one because there's no clue that there is a right angle. But how could I come up with 90? Because if this would be 130, the whole thing is 130. So if I have a segment here, so this is somehow formed 90 degrees. This one, 40 plus 50, it would be 90. So 130 minus 90, that would be the 40 degrees. Okay, so inisip ko na itong 50 and this one are complementary angles because this one is acute and this one is acute. So two acute angles form 90 degrees from here. No? I assume that the two acute angles form 90 degrees. And okay, so it takes you time to analyze. That's geometry. There's no royal road to geometry. All you have to do is to study geometry. That's according to Euclid, somehow. It's according to Euclid. Okay. So if you have some suggested solution about this one, please write down or please write it in the comment section. Okay. Uh, thank you for your time. See you next session.